and welcome back to another video. Into this video, it's different from battling, of course. I'm just back to the tier list kind of thing. I made 3 tier lists so far, I think, no, or 4 or something like that. I don't know, but this is for the Sweet Retreat Loomians. As you know, Loomian Legacy just came out that they won't have another update for 2 weeks, so content's gonna kind of be a little frustrating, but I'll still get through it, posting every day, of course. But this is the tier list for the best, or just for Sweet Retreat Loomians in general, ranking from S to D. What I think is just the best overall and stuff like that. By the way, the new Loomians right here, Sonoger and Swirl will be this, and Sonoger will be this, because this tier list doesn't have either one of those. So just keep that in mind. This is the closest I can find to those Loomians. But yeah, these are the new Loomians right here. If you guys want to watch PvP videos on that, I have PvP videos on them. So yeah, stuff like that. But let's just get straight into it. Okay, so I guess what's first? Let's just go for Hoganash. Hoganash, let's see, it's non-SA, it does a lot of damage, right? Especially like stuff like very brawny or brawny clever, just whatever set you want to run in that specific case. But yeah, it can either be defensive, you can do very clever, and it's actually defense is a little bit too good, and it can also beat stuff like Infernix and stuff like that, because it also has Earth move, it also has a Poison move, a Dark type move, Fire type move. It has so many variety of stuff. It has Rejuvenate, Burn Up, I think Power Focus or Sharpen, I forgot which one it was, which I'm never going to use in my life. It has Bait, so it's really good in 2v2s. So it's really good in, it's decent in ones. I'd rather use like another tanky fire type like Crackle. I love Crack. Oh man, I wish I had some Crack right now, man. Jeez. Or Chartiki. I'd rather use those. That's why I'm gonna put it in A tier, because it's godly in 2v2s. When I mean it's godly in 2v2s, I mean it's godly in 2v2s with this bait and defense. Because it's SA Sweet Touch as well. And stuff like that, but it's non-SA, does a lot of damage with reckless moves, which is Muck Buck, I think, and Fiery Fondant, stuff like that. So it just does more damage, and it's just overall really good. It can rejuvenate, it can just have any item on it. I use Milkshake on it now, because it's actually a really good item on Hoganash and stuff like that. But yeah, that's a new item. Next up, I'm gonna go for Mocho. I'm also gonna say A tier, because even though it's a really good sweeper, one of the best sweepers in this game, right? One of the best sweepers in this game, it's just sometimes it fails, especially against literally this right here, your snack. It can't do anything against some Loomians, or you can Peace of Mind like 3 times and you still don't one-shot a Tyrex and it kills you. It's just crazy how like good its art attack looks, but it's not actually like good. Like you barely do any damage, but I mean you do one-shot things like Nevermare with like +1, I think, and then you can also click dodge, and then it's also it's non-SA stuff like that. Sugar Rush. So that's why you can click dodge. You're the fastest thing in the game now, except against boots. That's another reason why it's A tier, not S, because of boots. Because you can just run into boots, tap, and it literally kills over your entire existence, and Itachi clan wipes your entire family. But Mocho is A tier because it can sweep, but it can it either sweeps or it can get some picks and then die and stuff like that. But it is a good overall Loomian, but it's just not S tier because it can't just do a lot more than it's supposed to. Next up is Niyamaru, or Nimare, however you guys want to say it, or as I named it, Noir. But yeah, this I think is definitely an S tier for the reasons being it's SA, makes its light type moves I think 25% stronger. I think that's what it was. So you can run a very offensive set. Its R defense or range defense is god tier, man. Its range defense is godly. Its R attack is also godly, and its speed. Those 3 things are like some of the most important things in the game, is having speed, defense, and attack. That's all in one. That's crazy. Also really good against Vesperado, because no one runs nimble Vesperado, so you just pretty much outspeed Vesperado, one-shot it unless it's clutch plus you for some reason, and it can't shadow sprint you or phantom slash you, so you can try to do some predicting. And also it's good against Mutagon because of Air Blade, and then good against Spirit types because of the light. So this is pretty much Harvest's biggest weakness as well. Harvest can't do jack against Niyamaru. But Niyamaru definitely S tier, and also it's non-SA. You can well, I run offense on non-SA because I don't feel like going for SA, but you can run a set like Barter. What was it? Gust, or was it Air Whip? I don't think it has Gust. Does it have Gust? I'm not too sure, but because you can deflect stuff, and you can also run Barter, so you can like have a para orb. If you have to like para later, then its ability like remove the status alignments as you switch out, so you can do that later. So you can either set up with Peace of Mind, or and you can also have Perch. So it's a healing move, recovery with also peace of mind. And I think it also has, yeah, it has peace of mind, has recovery. It used to have hypnotize and disperse, which it doesn't anymore, which I'm glad. It has one of them. It has disperse, which no, you should have just removed that in the first place. And stuff like that. So I think Niyamaru is definitely S tier of the Sweet Retreat stuff. But next up is, yeah, just instant S tier. The most annoying stall in this game. Although you just sap plant. It's literally a permanent part of my team because it's how good of a godly stall it is, man. Sap plant. It has dodge. I mean, of course, everything has dodge except for maybe the new Loomian that just came out. They might remove dodge from it because it's kind of OP. Just have with dodge. It has sap plant, Bastillions, dodge, and also I forgot what the other one was. I mean, you can run talent trade, but I like the melee defense to be honest. I don't really give a crap about the water weakness. I forgot which one you could use, but it's SA Sugar Rush, same as Mocho's non-SA, to where you gain speed double. You can also try to sweep with it because it does have Power Focus, Feral Blast. I think it was Life Drain, so you can, stuff like that, and also, yeah, so that's pretty good as well. So it has two things. You can either become a sweeper or a stall setup because of its god tier defense, and it's beautiful. It's really something. I love it. So it's S tier. Next up is your stack, another S tier. I think this is the best tank in the game because first of all, its ability tank. Literally, its ability is tank, just meaning it's a good tank. I mean, I guess you could say the same like Mutagon, but honestly, this is way better than Mutagon. This is honestly a really good counter. No, because Mind is super effective because of the whole Brawler. But yeah, Brawler Spirit, pretty good typing. Like again, this cancels Ice types. And cancels, of course, Brawler. So this is a really good wrestling counter, by the way. Like if you hate wrestlings, go for Eurosnack, man. Eurosnack is so good against wrestlings. It's not even funny. Even the Blaze Punch with the tank ability, even if they burn you, you're fine because you don't even do that much damage anyway, unless you're running an offensive SA set or something like that. But yeah, non-SA is tank. People usually run Robust, so I like using Clever, but I can't use Clever more because I can't get Heartbreak, so now I have to use the Robust one I have with Heartbreak because Heartbreak is so much better than Pep Jab. But yeah, it has stuff like Heartbreak, which can have a day's chance, a really high one too. Slap down, you remove their items, Shadow Sprint, just in case they're one shot, and also Baffle, and you're really slow, so you pretty much always get the Baffle off last, which is really good because you can take a hit and then you Baffle. You can go into something that's that was slower than it before, and now it's faster and it can KO it. So it's a really good pivot, plus also a really good tank slash removing crap. Like you can daze them, you can remove their item, and after you're done all of that, you can just baffle them. It's just crazy how good of a setup it is. And then this should also be better with barbs, like from Wobelisk or something like that. That's how you can just have the most efficient tank stall thing ever of the Your Snack. So that's why it's S tier. I think best tank in the game, not in Sweet Retreat, but literally in the game. Like just look at all these other tanks right here, like Tundra, pretty good tank, I guess, but I mean, it's only a good tank if its melee defense goes up, so you have to, like, move around that. This is just a good tank overall. Same thing with Obsidian. Its melee defense is trash, while the buff of this defenses are good. I mean, it literally gets 3-shotted by Tickle Lips. Like, have you ever seen a Spirit type not get 2-shotted at least by a Light type move? Like, or by, like, a Gamma Pulse from Tickle Lips, stuff like that? No. This thing can. Because it tanks the first shot, and then it lives the second one, and then boom, it doesn't live the third one, it dies, but like, what I mean. But yeah, it's just crazy. But yeah, next up is, let's go for Swirl right here. New Loomian that just came out. Let's see here. Yeah, new Loomian that just came out. Let's see, what do I want to think about this? Perch, Dodge, Provoke, Jet Stream is a set I run, but you can remove Provoke with either like Mud Spatter or I forgot the other one. But Dodge, its ability is Appetite. It literally eats some of its health away and it boosts 2 random stats, and both of those 2 random stats are usually just R defense, R attack, M defense, M attack, and that's literally it. Oh, and speed as well. Nothing else, not accuracy. That's pretty much the only one that's not there. Just no accuracy, which is already overpowered in Stealth. They probably are going to nerf it by adding an accuracy option in there. That's why you're just pretty much screwed over and there's nothing you can do, which is just crazy. But yeah, it's only really good moves. It's also, its stats, you can either be melee defense, you can be ranged defense, you can be melee attack, R attack. It's all the same except for speed and energy. Speed and energy above 100, and everything else is literally 60, like a base. So it's just the most unusual thing I've ever seen. But you can literally run any set on it. But the only good melee attack it has is Nosedive, and it wasn't Nosedive. I think it was Nosedive, and nothing else. I think it was nosedive, but it also says perch and dodge. So whenever you dodge, you know, you get the 2 random boosts, and they came and hit you, and then you can have like health amulet on it. So you just get that health back anyway, and you just get 2 free random stab boosts. But like again, it has jet stream, but like you can't hit metal types. That's what you get much better for. But I like using provoke instead for the setup stoppers whenever I'm actually setting up. So I can provoke them while I'm setting up, and they can't set up. So I pretty much just literally end their whole career. Really big threat against it though is, I would say, Nevermare, but you know, you're super effective against Nevermare. But Nevermare can still do some damage because of the crit, so you know, stuff like that. But if you get speed boost, you pretty much just kill the Nevermare anyway, so and stuff like that. So I think this is going to be, it's S tier right now for sure. It's 1,000,000% S tier. But after a nerf, it might remove dodge and probably added accuracy boost is what I'm probably thinking, and that would make it A tier. Because then it's going to be really hard to play. Like, really, really hard to play. But last but not least, Sonoger, the ugliest Loomian in the damn game, or other known as a Harvestect. Just ranged attack. It's literally just Harvestect by ranged attack. And it doesn't have, you know, it doesn't use health energy. But, okay, so this thing has a move called Spite, which it does half their health no matter what. So, if they're like the tankiest thing in the game, like a Vent, it literally just has their full health and just cuts it in half, and then its half health gets cut in half, and then that health gets cut in half. It doesn't just do like half their health like the entire time. It halves their current health. So even if it's their 2 health, it just makes them go to 1 health. And then if they're 1 health, you can't. I mean, I don't think it kills, but it just halves, which is good. It's a good tank. It's a good wall breaker, but not really against things with rejuvenate. But then also has things like, oh, what was it? I mean, that's Fade Away, but I hate Fade Away on it, which is a new Spirit Pivot move. What was the other move? I don't know. I run Peace of Mind, and I think it was Provoke. No, Boom Bash as well. Boom Bash, so, or Spectral Burst. And I run Boom Bash, Spectral Burst, Peace of Mind, and Spite. So it's a pretty good wall breaker, and I also have Milkshake on it, so Milkshake is actually really good on Sonoger. It actually came out at the same time as Sonoger, the same day. It's just really good, but I think, to be honest, it's a good wall breaker, but if something, most walls have like healing and recovery. So like they can just set up, and then you only do half their health anyway, unless they're like, you know, a really good counter against it is actually Niyamaru, because of its whole thing of light typing, and like Boom Bash does nothing, Special Burst doesn't affect it. All I can do is Spite, and then like they can set up and perch on you, and Peace of Mind. So it's just stuff like that is the biggest counters for it. Meaning I'm gonna put in A tier just because of the reason that it gets beaten by a lot of things with Rejuvenate, and it just gets clapped, as its defense is decently good, but its melee defense is trash, just like Gas Strokes. But Gas Strokes, our defense is higher, so I'd rather just use Gas Stroke. But the whole different part about this is pure Spirit, so Brawler can't hit it, so it's a really good counter against Wrestling, once again, but its melee defense is so freaking bad. I'm glad Wrestling isn't a fire type, because then Place Punch would do a lot with Ace, which would suck. But yeah, that's what I think the tiers are. If you guys disagree, comment down below. We're gonna have a whole fight about it, okay? If you guys want to, but I think this is the best tier list in my mind for the Sweet Retreat event, and just stuff like that. If I want to say what the best Loomian is, I think it has to be Your Snack, and then it's this, in this rotation, and then, let's see here, and then this rotation once again as well. I think that's the best kind of thing here. But if you guys did like this video, and you guys want more stuff like this, like more tier list videos, my videos for like the next week and a half, because the Sweet Retreat update's not coming out, is gonna be like how-tos, like not like how-tos that are boring, but like just informational videos and PvP videos that like help you with the information and stuff like that. That's why I can, you know, make great content for you guys. So that's pretty much it for this video. Hope you guys liked it, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.